If you ask kids today what they want to be when they grow up, many of them will say YouTubers. And being a YouTuber nowadays is seen as this high on a pedestal, glamorous lifestyle that will give you access to all of the secret clubs and all of the women and even all of the men. We're not discriminating up against anybody on this channel right here. And simply put, it's just seen as something cool. Now, I've been uploading videos here on a weekly basis for almost a decade now, and for the last 3 years, this has been my full-time job. So my friend, I'm on the inside. So has chasing this dream of mine for this long been the best decision that I've ever made, or simply just a, big mistake? Well, we need to talk. Now, as I just said, then this right here, creating videos, is my job. I'm a full-time YouTuber. And if you're here for the first time, then I just want to say hi. My name is Arnólfur. I'm a photographer and a content creator and a full-time YouTuber. And yeah, welcome to my channel. We're gonna have a good time. So I'm just gonna be honest and lay all of the beans here, because I don't lie to my audience. That is the #1 rule here. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I am not a part of any secret club. I wish I was. There is not a ton of women around me here, or men, if that is what I was like. I'm alone in the studio. And that is an ongoing theme with YouTubers, alone in the studio. And we'll talk about that in a second, And the lifestyle, it's not that glamorous. It's pretty mundane, but it is awesome. And there is a lot of pros and cons, but it's also not awesome. And there are times and there are things about it that is a little bit, fucked up. Can I say that? Yes, my channel. That is also cool. It's my channel. I can say what I want, but I can't also, because there are the AdSense overlords and the YouTube overlords. Hey, the YouTube overlords, don't demonetize my channel. Now, a big thing that I absolutely love about being a YouTuber and working with my YouTube channel, is the fact that I have total creative freedom. So what I mean by that is that, whatever I want to put out, it comes in my head, and then I just press the upload button, or I edit it and everything, and then I press the upload and show it to you. I give it to you guys. There are no middlemen. There are no people that say we shouldn't say this or don't say this. What you're seeing is what you're getting. You're getting me, a raw Icelandic guy who just, that's just what you get, and I love that. So I can basically, with other words, just create whatever I want and put it out. Now, of course, it's not that easy too. I need to think about things that makes views and all that, and that's a whole nother piece. We'll dive into that in a second, because that is some mind-struggling things with the views and all that stuff. But another thing that I like a whole lot about this job is that you are free of time and location, meaning I am my own boss. I decide myself when I work or from where I work. I live in Sweden. I'm from Iceland, but I live in Sweden because, 10 years ago I met a Swedish lady, and she's beautiful. Imagine just a beautiful Swedish woman. Long story short, but I live here. But Iceland is so beautiful, and my entire family is there. And as a landscape photographer in my heart, I'm often there. And now I have 2 kids too, but the cool thing that I can take my family there, and we can stay there for a long time. We were there for a month just the other day. And I can, edit videos, take some photos, and just if I have my camera and my laptop with me, then I can work. That is so cool. But being free of time, at least for us YouTubers, does not mean that most of us work a little. Almost all full-time YouTubers I know struggle a whole lot with just the work-life balance. There is no work-life balance. People are working all the time. I mean, the time now, it is almost 10 o'clock in the evening. It's a Saturday night. This is my second long-form video, and I filmed 5 shorts before. And I'm here, creating videos all the time because I'm absolutely obsessed. And it's a really hard in separating that line. And even when I say okay, I'm not gonna work, then in my head, I'm constantly working. And I think this is common to a lot of people that are entrepreneurs and want to do their own thing. It's just that it requires so much time, so much effort, so much dedication, and so much sacrifice. It took me 5 years to be able to figure out, or just to be able to gather enough people caring and watching that I could make some sort of income, and then eventually be able to grow it a little bit more. Now, I'm good. It's going well. But there was so long when I was putting just the same amount of effort as I'm doing now, but with 0 views and 0 money. And that is tough. That is so tough. You're putting your heart and soul into something, and then Like nobody watches, nobody cares. And I have memories from this entire, journey where I remember just early on, I was like 1 or 2 years in, been uploading every year. Like, by the way, I calculated the other day how many videos. On this channel, I think it's like 450 videos. And on my other channel, it's like 100 something videos. Together, it's like 1.5 video a week for 8 years. So this has been very consistent, haven't really skipped a week. It's always coming out with content, And that is just on YouTube. Personally, I'm very, hyperactive. I want to be on all places at once. I'm not sure if that is good or not, but I have a TikTok account with over 800,000 followers and an Instagram account with over 300,000 followers. So I've been creating tons of content. Anyhow, I remember thinking, like, I saw my friends were getting good jobs. They're working themselves up in the corporate ladder. Some of them are making companies, like real quote unquote companies. Not like this YouTube thing. Is this even a work that they're doing? You're just putting on your camera and talking. But you're seeing people starting some shit or even getting degrees. While I was at the time living, in my grandma's house. I moved back. Not back home to my mom, but back to my grandma. So that I did. And I was there, trying to make so many videos. And I remember asking Elvira, like, am I crazy for thinking that this would work? Like, people are getting salaries, they're getting just high, working themselves up social ladder. I can't even, buy myself beer or clothes or whatever, because is this ridiculous? So that is a stage in, I think, almost every YouTuber. Of course, you're just like one video away, like, from blowing up, and we can talk about that in a second. But I think, like, almost every YouTuber I know, there is this period of time where you're just grinding your ass off. You're just learning how to do this. You're learning how to speak on the camera. Do you think I was this comfortable speaking to a camera when I started? Hell no! I can't even watch my first videos. They were I'm so awkward. It's so embarrassing. It's so strange speaking to a camera like this, like I'm speaking to you. But now I am. I just feel that we are connecting, It's me and you here in the studio having a good time. I should have a beer here, but I don't. So watching them lines, need to stay strong too. But I think it's good to just keep that in mind, that if you want to take this path too, is that there is going to be a period of time that is going to suck. I mean, not only do you suck at creating videos, because you're going to do that. It's just natural. You're not good at anything that you start with. And it's okay. It's good to make mistakes. You learn from them. You try to get better. But on top of that, nobody's watching, which also sucks, because you're just putting yourself out there to the world publicly, and then nobody's watching. And for me personally, I decided to speak English, and I'm not, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not English, maybe you thought I was American, but I'm not. I'm from Iceland, and I know that in my society, people were 100% laughing behind my back, saying like, hey, look at Arnolfur, he's trying to, make it as a YouTuber speaking English. And that is like, people laugh at you until you make it, and then they start to ask you how you did it. So just remember that, like, fuck what other people think. I couldn't care less, So, that's a little bit me being cool. Of course I care a little bit, but I think it's good that you try to be like, you know what? I'm just doing me. I don't care what you do. And just keep on pushing and being consistent. Now, if you do like make it on the other hand, and you manage to push through and you manage to build an audience and you manage to like make this and figure out how exactly you're gonna like pay your bills and become a full-time content creator or a full-time YouTuber, then an epic thing about it is that you've done so by speaking about the subject, or hopefully you're speaking about the subject that you really like. You see, I love photography and I love content creation. And here on this channel, you're seeing like me talking about how to become a better photographer, how to edit photos better, and how to make better content, and how to monetize your content and all that stuff. And that is all subject that I love. I can speak about it all the time. By the way, I have a weekly newsletter where I share tips about content creation and some insights about the business behind being a full-time creative, as well as some photography tips as well. It's totally free. In the description you can find the link. You can also unsubscribe whenever you want. But the fact that you're still watching tells me that you're probably gonna like it. Anywho, again, in the description you can link, subscribe, and I'll see you on the email list. For me, it doesn't feel like job because I love this subject so much. Now that doesn't mean that I'm like always pumping my fist in the air being like, yes, we're gonna do it now, we're gonna make it. There are a bunch of things about being a full-time YouTuber, as with running any type of company, that is like mundane and boring and stuff like that. That is. And I don't always want to come here and say, today, I'll be honest with you, tonight, I just wanted to be home, read a book. I wanted to put my kids to bed, I wanted to kiss my wife, and then I wanted to like pop some popcorn and read a book. But this was the only day, because I'm filming a course next week, so this Saturday was the only day that I saw an opportunity to create these videos, and so I decided to let's do it, because I don't know, you have to keep this going. And that is also a thing that is incredibly hard about being a full-time creative or a full-time content creator, that I don't think people are talking about too much. And then is like how much we see the likes and the views and that they are public, and how much you start to think about them. That is soul draining. And no other job that I know of is are you getting this instant gratification, or like instantly know how your videos is performing. You're also seeing the likes, you're also putting yourself out there, exposing yourself in this way where everybody, like some internet trolls, can comment. I mean, some of you guys that are watching, you say mean things in a comment that you would never say to my face, because I would then I'm getting a little bit angry there, but that is then true. So you have to be ready for people to say mean things to you and all that, and that is one aspect of it. But with the like things, I mean, that messes with your head so much, because you validate your work based off how many likes they get, how many views they get from people that you don't even know. And this is also public. So you, in your head, me if I'm post, I know that if a video performs poorly, I know that everybody else can see it, and they could maybe go like, his video's not performing that good this day. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that is also incredibly tough. Of course, I know that the best answer would be that I just delete the apps and don't watch it and I don't care, but it's hard, and your self-worth kind of ties into that. And I think if you can, then you totally send, and kudos to you, my friend. I'm gonna turn on this again. But if you're just a regular guy and a mere mortal like me, like an everyday normal person, then oh man, is it hard to detach yourself from these views and seeing, knowing like you have a period where your videos perform really well and you're like, wow, you feel top of the world. You're like, yes, this goes very good. And then all of a sudden they don't. And you're like, what is happening? Aren't people liking me anymore? So that plays on your psychology. Now, one thing I want to add about this job is that many of us will fall into the not so good habit of constantly refreshing the views and seeing how it goes. Now, this makes zero sense, because it's not going to make your videos perform better. It's much better to watch the views every now and then and assess if you did good or not. But constantly refreshing, it's just such a dopamine trap. Now, I know it's hard because the apps are designed this way, but if you get, Zen, as I said before, then I think everything becomes better. And one thing that I do think is really cool though about this job, that if you do manage to make it as a full-time YouTuber, then there is no ceiling on how much money you can make. There's no like earning ceiling or whatever. You can make as much money as you possibly can. But I'm not saying that it's going to be easy or that every YouTuber is going to make incredible amount of money. But like there's nothing standing in between you and just working your ass off and finding ways to monetize. And to me personally, I think that is incredibly inspiring. And I guess that is also probably what many like entrepreneurs feel. And then another thing that I think is not talked about that much is the fact that I started this video on saying that I think there is a perception of people thinking that this job is like so glamorous. You get to meet all of these people, you have all of this attention, everybody's watching, you are quote unquote famous. But the truth is that for most photographers, most YouTubers, it's pretty lonely. And just saying this word right now gets me to just realize what the hell I'm doing. I'm alone in the studio. It's close to midnight, and I'm speaking to myself in a camera by myself in a foreign language. That is strange. But most of the full-timers I know and the people around me that are doing this full-time, they're also in this situation. It is a pretty lonely job. You have to embrace being alone in your studio a lot. There is a lot of time spent in the studio. And then like the end product, what you see is often like some adventurous thing or you're doing something cool, but that's just a tiny part. Often it's just like you're shooting that, you're getting that content, and then you're like here creating, editing. And that is different from other things that I've done where maybe I have partners with me or whatever. So it can be pretty lonely. And on top of that, I saw a study once that had like researched the probability and how likely it was that channels could make it on YouTube, whatever that means, but like we're gonna say be full-time so you can sustain yourself, and the chance of that, it's extremely slim. You need to work really hard. But I'm telling you, if I, just a random guy from Iceland, had the audacity to think and believe that I could do this as a full-time job and I could build myself an audience by talking a foreign language, then you can 100% do it too. The biggest lessons that I've ever learned on doing this is and the biggest lesson that I can tell you is that talk about something that you love so much that it doesn't matter if people are not watching or not. You just enjoy talking about it. Then do that consistently. Don't show up every single week and post. Get better. Learn from a mistake. Don't procrastinate if you're not I'm going to learn this skill set first. No, you learn the skill set by doing. Learn by doing, make mistakes, and learn from the mistakes. Do a little bit better next time. Be consistent. That is my biggest tips for you, because in my opinion, this is the greatest job on planet Earth. So my friend, if you're a content creator, or maybe you're somebody who really wants to become a full-time creative, then next you need to watch this video here, because here I'm diving deep into what it's actually taking me to get to this place where I am right now.